Australian capital city CBDs are home to 18 million square metres of office workspace, and the vast majority of it was emptied within days when corporate workers moved out to work from home in March. Nationally, less than half of that space is now being used again, and in the two biggest capital cities, that figure is even lower. So, will they ever recover to pre-pandemic levels, or will COVID mean the death of the office? Rachel Papazzoni reports.
It was only a couple of years ago professional services firm EY moved into one of Sydney's newest premium office buildings. Before March, more than 2,000 EY staffers worked in this skyscraper across 23 floors. Then the pandemic reached Australia and they all went home.
We had a really clear view on what we wanted to do, and that was about saving lives and then also saving jobs.
EY is now trying to determine what its workspace will look like post-COVID.
Absolutely. There's got to be a reason to get out of bed.
Which means CBD offices will need to offer something more to employees than a desk, chair and computer.
You know, offices are 100% going to have to shift and adjust for this. Sitting there and bashing out 8 hours of work on your laptop, why bother? We can do that at home.
While video conferencing has become part of daily life for professionals in 2020, the office isn't going to disappear completely. Surveys have found virtual meetings can't replace the effectiveness of face-to-face meetings and group work, as well as the mental health benefits of socialising with colleagues in the office. Almost half of EY's 8,000 Australian employees want remote working to become the default and only go into the office for specific purposes like client meetings or team building. And that sentiment is global. Boston Consulting Group surveyed 12,000 employees. 60% want to choose where and when they work, while international recruitment firm Adecco's survey showed 75% want that flexibility. When workers do eventually go back to the office, they're going to have more space. Real estate firm JLL predicts the number of seats in corporate workspaces will fall from 91 to 82 for every 100 workers.
Hey team, how was the sales meeting this morning?
Office designers agree workspaces have fundamentally changed forever.
Previously, offices were about 70% of the floor space devoted to focus desks. We see that dropping quite substantially, probably as low as 30 or 40%.
In their place, more communal areas for teamwork.
Things like open plan benches, project areas, team areas for people to work on things together.
While CBDs remain mostly empty, office real estate values are falling.
For prime grade office buildings, our expectation is in the order of around 5 to 7%. For secondary grade assets where we see greater income risk moving forward, we do believe that values could fall anywhere between 15 and 20%.
Tenants are already trying to cut costs.
So we are seeing a number of organisations downsize and looking at their real estate footprint, which has led to an increase in what we call sublease availability.
One of the corporate casualties of COVID, Qantas, is looking to sublet 25,000 square metres of office space here in Sydney as well as Melbourne and Hobart. It's also started a bidding war between the states, announcing it's considering relocating these Sydney headquarters.
Unfortunately, I think a lot of companies may not survive, and that will have an impact on vacancy in the CBD.
One of Australia's largest corporate property owners investor says while the office isn't dead, the relationship between landlords like themselves and tenants will change.
We have to look at ways and means of being a little bit more flexible in how we allow tenants to contract and expand.
With social distancing now a permanent part of our lives, until there's a vaccine, offices like EY's will continue to sit mostly empty.
We just could not fit all the people back into the EY offices tomorrow, even if they all wanted to come in, because we don't have the space.
When too much space may never be enough.